Let's bring you the very latest on this. My colleague Erin Bates is following that for us very closely today. In fact, you are on the watch, it seems, Erin Bates, to find out who is possibly in that room behind you and who could walk out as far as those people we've been speaking about today, including Linda MT.
That it issued charges against the likes of Gavin Watson, the CEO of what was Bosasa, Angelo Agrizzi, Linda MT and Patrick Gillingham, among others.
As far as you've been hearing from your sources today, Erin, all right, let's move out the shot. I think we are going to get someone coming through. Erin, we can still hear you. You take this.
They're coming, guys,
Right, so the clicking of fingers here from some members of the press and police accompanying Angelo Agrizzi, and he's here along with Andries van Tonder. And we see others who have not yet been named and may be part of council for these Bosasa seniors. No sign of Linda MT as yet amongst those here walking through in anticipation of appearing in court in connection with those correctional services contracts with Bosasa. To my eye, Gareth, in the flash of that moment, those few seconds of seeing the gentleman walk past, it does appear that most of those who are expected to be before the commercialized crimes court or commercial crimes court are in fact Bosasa seniors.
I know they walked past you very, very quickly, Erin, while you were talking. I was trying to see if anything was said. I know there was a wave towards your direction. Any of them say anything to you or any other reporter outside that room?
Gareth, nothing as yet, and in fact we're going to have to catch up with some of our peers just making their way down this corridor, so if you don't mind a bit of a moving shot here. But Angelo Agrizzi smiling and waving there. I mean, he's someone who's become quite familiar with cameras the last couple of weeks through his testimony at the Zondo Commission. And here we are making our way toward Court 19, which is where these accused in the Bosasa matter are anticipated to appear.
While we are trying to get our Erin Bates in there, if you have just joined us as part of the breaking news we have for you here on ENCA now this afternoon, apart from what you can see with Supramaga Mapelo at the moment as well. So we're going to be bringing you the latest on that story a little bit later. To remind you, the arrests that ENCA is reporting on this afternoon, it is including former Correctional Services CFO Patrick Gillingham, Bosasa official Andries van Tonder, and also they all involved with African Global Operations, formerly known as Bosasa, of course. 5 of those suspects appearing in court today. We saw one of them coming out a little bit earlier. There you see it on screen at the moment. Angelo Agrizzi is a man that, if you have been following the state capture inquiry over the past few days, he was that person who was, many saying, was spilling the beans. The EFF leader, Julius Malema, even coming out to say he wants to hear even more from Angelo Agrizzi, the former COO of Bosasa. He had implicated a number of politicians, including Mokanyane, who is expected, those people who had been named, are expected to appear before the inquiry as it continues to move on as well. Also, we had heard from Patrick Gillingham at the state capture inquiry and Andries van Tonder. Erin Bates, back to you while we're waiting to see if you can squeeze your way into that courtroom. Just remind us why Linda MT, Erin, if you can hear me, is so important.
Yes. Well, Linda MT was the Commissioner of Correctional, and he was responsible for leading that division of government, which is responsible for detaining people who go to prison, effectively, Gareth. And Bosasa acquired a lot of lucrative contracts with correctional services. We're just being ferried back down this corridor. We haven't been allowed access into court for those proceedings. But Linda MT is critical because he faces allegations of really getting kickbacks from Bosasa when he should have been fulfilling his duties as a state official, a very senior state official, and obviously not taking kickbacks in exchange on the allegations for providing very lucrative contracts to this company with a lot of political connections.
Erin Bates, as you say, you have not been given permission to go into that court. For viewers at home who perhaps aren't aware of the process, trying to get cameras, especially live cameras, into a court of law, that can be quite a process. So clearly the court authorities saying to not just ENCA, it looks like, but a number of the journos and reporters there, they can't get in for the moment, but we're going to let our Erin Bates, you saw her pop out of screen there, try and work her magic to get into court, and we'll bring that to you as soon as we can. Let's bring you